Good morning, everyone. Chris here. We moved to anchor yesterday, and oof, I love being at anchor or on a mooring. You get a little better motion and you get just enough space. So we are, where is it? There it is. It's the USS Yorktown, the aircraft carrier that was turned into a museum in Charleston, South Carolina. And Charleston is across the river. Right there. Pretty little city. Just got a cruise ship that showed up, so it's going to be a crowded little city. But the water is flat. There is zero wind today. And the current is, let's see if we can see some stuff floating by. I see a little bubbles here and there. Look at how fast that current's going. I mentioned the current because if there is wind, then when the current and the wind are opposing, it gets a little bouncy. So there have been times that we've been here and I just look at the tide table and I'm like, okay, 2 more hours and the bouncing stops. And, but today there's zero. The only bouncing we'll have are from folks out because it's going to be, today's Sunday, so folks are going to be out in droves because it's going to be warm and gorgeous. And not a lot of consideration for wakes in this particular spot. And then we have one neighbor up front there. He appears to be single-handing. And when he came in, I saw he was like really close. And he's like out prepping his anchor, and I'm like, oh God, don't anchor that close. What are you doing? And then I saw him going back and forth, and I realized, oh, he's prepping his anchor so he can release it more easily from the helm station, which he did. And he anchored, and like as he's going, I'm like, no, a little more to the right, and he anchored exactly where I would have. So I was very excited about that. Not that it matters. I mean, he could have anchored anywhere that was far enough away from us. But we didn't do any cleaning yesterday before we left. Usually we're all prepped. Even if we're just going to anchor, we tie everything down and make everything perfect. But since we knew we were going to be here, and it was literally just from there to here, it took all of 10 minutes to get here. And it was just as flat as today. I just said, forget it, we'll do all that stuff tomorrow. So today we have to do all the prep work we do to go offshore. So we have our cart and our bike trailer, and then underneath that is the sail, the old mainsail that I'm going to use to learn how to sew this summer. So all of that stuff needs to be tied down. You can see there's the strap down that we use for that. So all that has to be organized and whatnot. Back in the cockpit, we have an absolute mess. We've got all the lines that we were tied up with. I just put the fenders away, but we've got all this stuff that I just sort of tossed everywhere. We've got the hookah system. The hookah system has a great big motor with a great big magnet, and I put it too close to the autopilot, and the autopilot was like, lock on, and not good. So you got to keep magnets away from the autopilot sensors, or they interfere with the very sensitive magnetic compass and stop helping. Anyway, what else are we doing today? Oh, the down below. We still have our big mess that needs taken care of. So we've got a pile of books I was going through, a bunch of new storage containers we bought, and galley kitchen stuff, and then more stuff over there. That's basically just everyone's jacket because it was cold there for a couple of days. So we'll clean all that stuff up today. And then the most important boat job we have today is to tear everything out of my bunk, pull out my mattress, open the floor, and deal with this. So we have a dripless shaft seal in our boat that presses some pieces together to make it so that the water doesn't come rushing in as the propeller and drive shaft run out and spin. So one of the pieces has been wearing a little bit, and so it's sliding, and so when the motor's on and everything's spinning, it's not giving enough pressure and spray. So to fix that, we need to replace the plastic springy part, but unfortunately to do that we have to pull out of the water. And in our messing with it, we messed up these little friction screws. So these go in and press against the shaft. And yeah, so we're gonna replace these today at some point. And then, socks, these children, I swear. Anyway, then we have, I have a lot of university work to do today, so I have to submit final grades for a class that just ended. I got to grade 2 or 3 assignments I still have left to grade. Like groups of assignments, I got like 30 of each. And then I've got one student who asked for a letter of recommendation, and I have another student who, we have a group project starting. Well, last week was supposed to be the Organize Yourselves week, and so every single time this class comes up, near the end of the week, I get an email from the group's appointed leader, which is, not everybody's here, and we don't know how to find them. And so I jump in and I contact the students using the info I have, and then we let it go at that. I just do one good reminder that this is a group project, and they can't go AWOL for weeks at a time. Anyway, that's gonna be my day, and I have no idea what to cook for dinner tonight. And I don't know, we're just gonna chill. And then tomorrow we have hopefully nothing for most of the day. I'll do my normal university work, and then I have a meeting at 2 to 3:30. We'll do the meeting. It's a big meeting with like super senior people at the university, and then once that's done, we will lift the anchor, head out to sea, point ourselves towards Cape Fear, and hopefully have the most blissfully boring sail ever. I love it when they're that way, just calm and peaceful the whole way. And we should get there Wednesday morning at still dark, and then ride up Cape Fear when the sun rises, follow the tail end of the incoming tide all the way to Carolina Beach, and then we will be at Carolina Beach. So we'll be here another day or so, and then in Carolina Beach. And I don't know how long we're going to stay at Carolina Beach, but we need to decide soon, because I don't expect anything to happen, and we anchored there all the time, but we have drug there twice, so when possible, I like to get a mooring ball there. So we are here for the day doing random work on the boat, starting with cleaning and ending with me crawling into dark, dank places to put in screws, and ending with me doing work with my students to make their lives easier. I hope you're having a productive Sunday, hopefully with less to do, and I will chat with you later. Bye.